Hi, everybody. Welcome to our live tour today. So we are going to be joined by a couple of different students as they go around campus today, which is really exciting. So Sabrina is going to join us from downtown Durham, and then she's going to take us through some of our downtown area and then also into her dorm. And then we are going to see Haley, and she's actually an RA on campus, and she's an RA in one of our freshman only dorms. That's a large sized hall as well. So that is a popular option for first year students just because of the size of those dorms. So if you're interested in first year only living, we're going to see a first year only dorm today. And then if you're interested in living in a mix of underclassmen, upperclassmen, we're going to see that as well. So we're going to get a little bit of both, also a little bit of difference in size today as well, which is going to be really cool. So our guide is signing on right now.
Hi.
There you are. I can hear you now. Okay, great.
Okay.
So Sabrina, do you want to start maybe just by introducing yourself a little bit, and then you can just talk about where you are?
Yeah. So my name's Sabrina Kadaria. I'm a sophomore at UNH. I'm currently undeclared, but I'm declaring my major as health management and policy at the end of the semester. And we are currently in downtown Durham. So downtown Durham's like actually one of my favorite places to be in because there's like a whole bunch of restaurants and it's always just like something's just going on a lot. So my favorite coffee shop is actually down here. Yeah, I have no idea. And then also downtown there's like a whole bunch of restaurants and there's a grocery store, a Rite Aid, there's a Domino's downtown if you're into that too. And then if you're a big coffee drinker too, like this is the place that you should go, like if you want to get coffee on campus. We have like a Roman Joe's and Dunks and all that too downtown, which I think is really convenient.
Awesome. So as we kind of see the little bit of downtown that Jenny's going to show us with the camera, do you want to start to walk towards your residence hall?
Yeah.
And while you do that, maybe just describe to us your res hall, the location that it's in, maybe a little bit about your community.
Yeah. So I live in Fairchild, which is the international dorm on campus, which pretty much just means that a lot of the international students live in Fairchild. So I'm located right downtown. We're passing Hetzel Hall, which is the hall right next to Fairchild. And Fairchild is in a location where the main suites on campus, I guess, are right across. There's a huge lawn. This is my favorite part of campus. I've lived on the opposite side of campus. I didn't like it as much because it was super far away from downtown. And I'm just really lazy, so I didn't want to walk like a mile to it's half a mile to Hannaford. I just didn't want to do that. So moving closer is definitely really good for me. And this is just like my favorite location.
And next, you want to maybe talk a little bit about housing selection. So the facilities between the different dorms, how you can pick your different dorms, stuff like that.
Yeah, so the housing process for me, I was deciding between Christensen, which is like one of the dorms that you're gonna see later, and then I picked Fairchild when I transferred over because I wanted a place where first of all there's AC. Christensen does not have AC, so I'm winning here. And there's an elevator, there's a huge kitchen, really like good community here. All I've heard is good things about Fairchild, like I did with Christensen, except I really just wanted to be in this location. But each dorm, like no dorm rooms besides Williamson and Christensen, in my opinion, look the same. So like Fairchild style dorms are going to be very different than like Hetzel style dorms, for example. So like if you like go on the like housing page at UNH, you can actually see the dimensions of the room and how it's set up. So pick whatever you want, like what style room that you prefer. There's pictures, but I just prefer like Fairchild because the location's great and there's AC, and those were the two deal breakers for me.
Awesome. So as you head in, if you want to talk about maybe like ranking dorms, picking roommates, like that kind of part.
Yeah, so I might get a little iffy in the stairwell, so I might wait a little bit. Like once we get to my room.
And I'll take that time to encourage people to leave any questions for Sabrina or myself in the chat, whether it's about something that Sabrina is showing us or if it's just a generic question that you have. I'm sure being admitted students, you're getting a little bit more specific with your questions. So please leave any questions in the chat. We're going to be more than happy to answer them. And Sabrina, I'll let you kind of talk about where you're going right now.
Okay, so do you want me to like show my room first, or do you want, sorry, you can go.
Sorry, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah,
Do you want me to
do your room first?
Okay, so let's turn a light on, that'd be good. So this is my room. It's like kind of on the smaller side, but also I'm living with my cousin, so it doesn't really matter to me. But let me just talk about the housing process before I kind of give like a room tour. So the housing process is like, for everybody, you rank 3 of your top 3 dorms. And most of the time you do get your top 3 choices. So for me last year, I picked Lord Hall as my first hall, which is an all freshman dorm. Williamston and Christensen was my second choice. And then the Divines, which was my third choice. And I ended up getting Lord, which was my third choice. And then the roommate selection is kind of the same for everybody too. So like, you don't have to be paired with a first year student as a first year. You can actually like go random, or you can find like a Facebook group. So I'm pretty sure there's a UNH class of 25 page on Facebook. That is where a lot of people meet their roommates. And after you find your roommate, you just put their email down, you're like the group leader, and then you will get rooms with them, which is pretty great. I don't know what the plan is for next year, but I know that you can only do doubles and singles right now. So I don't know what that looks like for next year. But if you end up getting like a triple size room and you only have 2 people living there, it's pretty awesome. So let me just kind of give a little bit of a room tour. This is my microwave. I think a microwave and a mini fridge, especially a mini fridge with a freezer, is like pretty essential. Unfortunately, we don't have a freezer, so I'm really sad about that. But these are 2 things that I would really recommend, because you don't realize how much you use a freezer until you have one, or not a freezer, like just a refrigerator. And then like over here is our closet. And so like each closet is like different too in each dorm. We have like the double door style. So like half of this is mine and the other half is my roommate's. We're like very close. So because she's my cousin, so like we really don't have to worry about boundaries all that much, but there is enough space for half of the closet to be yours. But my closet in Lord was just like single. I actually can fit more stuff in this one, which is pretty great. And then coming over here, this is my desk. On it, like there's the desks do look different in each dorm too. So like my dorm in Lord did not have this top part. I only had this part. I prefer having this part only because there's like a light built into this, which is actually really convenient. And there's also a plug in here, so I can just plug my laptop charger right in there and charge my laptop. I have a whole lot of like knickknacks on top of there. I have a jar of honey, Buddha, Ganesh, and then like just pictures of my friends. And then like in each drawer I have like school supplies, just like anything I need. In this drawer it's like scissors and miscellaneous. And then this one's just like my junk drawer. It's just like all my hats and stuff. And then like my back massager, which I also recommend. And then over here is my Keurig. I spend a lot of money on coffee, so splurging on a Keurig like was very important to me. In it I can like make teas and all that. I have hot chocolate, I have chais, I have coffee, I have Nesquik, and then salt and like coconut milk. This is our little like snack bin. There's a lot of ramen in here. There's a lot of chips, and we fit the stereotype when it comes to ramen, which is pretty bad. But another thing that I have over here, so like this is a shower caddy. This is crucial to like living in a college dorm. I mean, you just put all your stuff in it. Also bring shower shoes, also another essential item. Those are my closet right now. And then over here is my bed. So Fairchild, also like when you're picking your dorms and stuff like that, look at if you can loft the beds or not. Not every single dorm can loft beds. Fortunately for me, I can loft my bed so I can even put my desk under. I just chose not to do that. But I did this with my roommate because we could put our drawers like under our beds, and like just a lot of storage under there as well. So it just worked out better for us. And then over here, I don't know if you can see the view, um, but the sun comes in really nice, and like those are the suites that I was talking about. And then these little things are my TikTok spots. I just stick my phone out here and make TikToks right there. But yeah, I think that's all.
Awesome.
Uh,
So, do you want to start walking towards the Memorial Union building?
yeah.
And while you're doing so, you can describe like stuff in your building and then also answer a question that we have in the chat, which is what is your favorite thing about UNH?
Oh man, I think my favorite thing about UNH, we're just gonna walk like this way. My favorite thing about UNH is the community. I applied to a lot of different schools, and when I was touring here, somebody took the time to say hi to me, which like really meant a lot because I didn't feel like they didn't want to be there. They all felt like they wanted to, or I felt that they wanted to be there. So I think that like just the sense of community here and how many clubs and orgs there are to feel like you're included just like really sold me on UNH. I also am from Manchester, so it's not that far of a drive, but far enough where I can get away from my family and they can't bother me as much. So it was just like that balance between I like it here and I also don't have to get bothered by my parents all the time. Um, so this is like the elevator that I was talking about. This dorm is four floors, so I'm on the third floor. It's kind of a walk sometimes. If I don't feel like doing it, I can just take the elevator. Each floor also has like a lounge thingy. So our lounge is actually right there. I think somebody's in there, but each floor has a lounge. Do you want me to show like downstairs, or do you just want me to go right to the mud?
If you can just start going to the MUB because we have about like 10 more minutes before we're gonna head over to Haley. So if you want to
Okay.
walk that way and like as you're walking, point out things or even just talk about a little bit about your kitchen, about your laundry, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure each building has a laundry place. So like you really don't have to worry about like going somewhere to do your laundry if you live on campus. The laundry, like the washing machine and dryer, they take Cat's Cash, which is like our form of payment when it comes to like laundry or just like a whole bunch of stuff. You can actually use it at places downtown as well, which I think is super convenient. I'm probably gonna go this way. Maybe it'd be better to go that way. I'm not really sure. We'll go this way. Um, so the kitchen also, Fairchild has a really big kitchen. Um, Unfortunately, because of COVID, people can't really use the stoves right now, but during like the regular year or a regular year, people will use the kitchen to make food. There's like 3 fridges down there, so you can also use the fridges downstairs. There's a microwave, there's a toaster. So a lot of dorms do have like supplies that you can use as well. So I wouldn't, I don't know. I just think like you should definitely get like bowls and stuff for yourself because like the kitchen won't provide those for you. But I think that's about it in Fairchild. Um, yeah. So if you look behind you, that's the Mills. I'm actually living there next semester or next year, which I'm really excited about. But if we cross the street, that is the Memorial Union building. Inside the Memorial Union building, we call it the MUB. There are like so many things to do. So we have our dining hall, like one of the 3 dining halls on campus is inside. It's Holloway Commons. We call it HOCO. That is like this, the right section of the MUB. And then the regular part of the MUB, there is a mailroom, game rooms, 2 movie theaters, bookstore. So like if you want to buy your books, you can just buy them at the bookstore. And then also inside we have the Bureau Guard Center, which is a place where like underrepresented identities can like hang out in there if they want to get like if they experience anything like any racism on campus, they can go to them and get help. If they just want somebody to talk to, somewhere to feel included, you can go to the Bureau Grad Center, which I think is pretty great. I love it in there. Um, there's also a food court inside. It's not open right now because of COVID, but I hear it's really great. I haven't been in there because I'm a first year. I just am a sophomore, like credit wise. So pretty sad about that, but I'm sure it'll be open soon. I don't think I'm missing anything. There's like a lot of clubs and organizations inside as well, like their offices. Do you want me to talk about like the student orgs and stuff like that too, Nicole?
Yeah, if you want to just give an overview and then maybe talk about like some things that you're involved in on campus.
Yeah, sure. So um we have fraternity and sorority life on campus. I personally am not a part of it only because I don't have time, but my cousins are a part of Delta Xi Phi and they love it. It's a multicultural sorority on campus. So there are a lot of options for sororities and fraternities. There's like rush, or do we still call it rushing? Just like a place where recruitment. So there's like sorority and fraternity recruitment that go on in the fall and the spring. So if you want to get involved with that, you can do that. We also have a lot of like other clubs and orgs as well. So there would be like, if you're into like student government, we call it like the Senate here. So if you want to join that, that's something to be involved in. I was really involved in that in high school, so I'm actually looking forward to joining that next semester. We also have like within our halls, we have things called hall council if you just want to be involved in a smaller community. And what you do there is you like run like a lot of events. You can decide as a team. Also inside there's like the United Asian Coalition. There's just like a lot of like clubs that you can be involved in. So if you are a Black student at UNH, you can join a club for that, which I think is very great because just finding like people that you have things in common with is very comforting, in my opinion. So for me personally, I was president of my hall last semester, but I moved dorms, so I didn't get the opportunity to join that again. And then I'm a part of the student reps, which is a tour guide. I'm looking forward to get more involved next semester. I think I'm going to do marching band, which I'm really excited about because that was a really big thing for me in high school. Did you say something?
Oh no, I just said that's awesome. Didn't know you were going to get involved in that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was really involved in that. I just didn't know how it was gonna go this year because COVID. So I just like didn't do it, but I think for sure next year I'm gonna do it. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Um, are you gonna talk about like sports and stuff like that? Because I just went to a soccer game if you want me to talk about that at all.
Yeah, so I'll just say personally, I'm involved in some like sustainability clubs on campus. I'm also part of two honor societies. So, like Sabrina was saying, how we have like multicultural clubs along with just like clubs for fun. We also have like academic based ones, which can be like our student senate or our like student society of social work, our student nursing society. Sabrina just said she's going to get involved in the marching band. So, that's just like something for fun. I play club lacrosse, so that's like kind of my thing that I do for fun, on top of being a tour guide, obviously. Um, so we do have intramural sports, which is just like UNH students against UNH students. A little bit more competitive than that is club sports, which is what I play. And then we have our D1 athletics. So Sabrina, do you want to talk about maybe going to the soccer game that you just went to?
Yeah, so I actually went to two soccer games in the past week because I didn't get a chance to get to go to them. UNH was for like I'm very fortunate that I even got to go to a game this year. I went to two. They opened up tickets to all students, which I think is great. I'm super like I just have a lot of energy when it comes to games, and I have a lot of school spirit. So representing my school at a game was like very fun. The soccer team actually just won the America East Championships, and they're going on to the NCAA conference in North Carolina, I think. But I saw them win the tournament to even get into that, and then I watched them beat the University of Vermont to win the American East Championship, which was pretty awesome. So like even during the games though, there is social distancing. The seats are spread out, like there's a row empty, and there's like I think it's like 4 seats apart. But there's still like a club. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like the Spirit Club on campus, and they just get you like super hyped for the game. Um, it was such a fun experience. I'm from a school where we didn't really win many games. We actually just won one football game my entire 4 years there. So to have a school where they actually win things is like the greatest feeling ever because I'm cheering for a winning team. Um, I'm just really excited, and I know they opened up hockey games. Unfortunately, like that got shut down, but I'm just happy to be part of a school where they're still giving the options to be safe about like going to sporting events and just like giving the opportunity to students to go to them.
Yeah, so the one that you just talked about, the cat pack captains is what they're called. So that's
Yeah.
a group that's going to be front row at all of our sporting events. So they're going to paint their faces, have big signs. And so like Sabrina was saying, they're leading the cheers, they bring cowbells and all this crazy stuff. So they do make being in the student section just so much more fun because they're being loud and rowdy, and so you get to kind of just join in on that energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know any of the cheers either until I saw them like do all of them. And now I know them. They actually invited me to be a part of their club. And I think I'm going to their meeting after this meeting or
No.
after this tour. So I'm really excited. But yeah, just like a whole bunch of clubs and orgs on campus, like just to suit whatever you're interested in. I don't think I've found a club where I like was like, oh darn, like they don't have that here, which is pretty great.
So somebody just asked, what is the difference between the honors dorms versus regular dorms? So I'll just say that Hubbard Hall is our honors dorm. So in the link that I sent earlier that had a list of all the residence halls, you can look at Hubbard and you can see what the building looks like, what the rooms look like. Hubbard, I know from being inside of it, has a huge lounge on the first floor that's really nice. Non-honor students can live in Hubbard as well, but honor students are offered the option to live in that kind of special community. So the difference between them is just that we have a building that really functions for that community, for honor students, for students that are academically focused, that want that community, even if they're not in the honors program. Other than that, it's your average residence hall. So we have like a communal bathroom, you're gonna have a roommate. There are some triples in Hubbard. There are also a lot of doubles. So that's just kind of like your quick rundown. But I would say that the two residence halls that you're going to see today are very similar to an experience that you could have in Hubbard. I don't know, Sabrina, have you ever been inside of Hubbard?
No, I haven't been inside of Hubbard, but I've been inside of like Christensen. But like I think isn't Hubbard over there?
Yeah, it's right near Williamson and Christensen and Philbrook,
Yeah.
which is actually the area of campus that we're going to go to next. So that's awesome that you'll be able to see that a little bit. Sabrina, we have about 5 minutes left. So with you, before we send it over to Haley. So before we switch our tour guide out, do you want to maybe talk about like what it's been like to be a freshman, how you've made friends, found things to do, gone to the dining hall, stuff like that?
Yeah, so UNH lets first year students come on campus a couple days before everybody else does. So I think is super helpful because although I did live in an all freshman dorm last semester, I still had the opportunity to just be the only ones on campus. So we could like go around and not be like overwhelmed by the people that actually know where they're going. So with that, like I would leave my door open. Everybody's kind of in the same boat. So somebody will find you and like ask you to get dinner or something. And that is like the best feeling because you just don't feel so alone as a first year. So that was probably like the best experience that I've had so far. It's just like I got to campus 5 days before everybody else. I actually did the first day that I could come the earliest time so I could just leave home. So I got here, I unpacked all my things. I had like 5 days to do that before like everybody else got here. And then I found some friends. UNH put on bonfires and all that for the first years, and I met a lot of people there. And I still am in touch with them. I actually met one of my closest friends who lives in Christensen there. I would have probably never met her if it wasn't for that bonfire. Um, and then like after that, all my classes, I do have like 50-50 when it comes to in-person and online classes. So like just having that experience of even being able to go in person has just been so great for me because I'm still getting that college experience. And another thing that I'm super stoked about, like I just talked about, was the fact that I got to go to a soccer game. Like that is just mind-boggling to me. I just never thought that that would happen this year, and it did. So I'm really excited about that, and I cannot wait for next semester when I hope they like open up more sports to go to, especially if they're outside. Um, yeah, and also being a tour guide, of course. How could I forget about that? That's just been such a highlight.
The most important thing, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start off by saying thank you so much to Sabrina as she took us, first of all, into her room today, which is awesome. And I hope that this helped with our admitted students on the call, maybe like seeing a little bit of like the freshman experience. I hope that was helpful to you guys today. So thank you, Sabrina. I hope you have fun at your meeting after this and that you have fun on
Thank you.
the semester.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're good.
All right, so now we are just waiting to have our second tour guide join us. So let me try to pull them up. There we go. All right, so today with us, we have Haley. Haley, could you tell Jake to unmute, please?
Okay, perfect.
All
Hi,
right.
I'm Haley. I'm a sophomore human development and family studies major. We are currently outside of Christensen Hall where I am an RA. And so today I'm going to take you inside, show you one of my residence rooms, and probably show you a couple lounges as we walk by. So first I'm going to use my ID that every student gets to swipe in. So it only swipes into your building. So we're going to swipe on in to Christensen.
Haley,
Christensen. Oh, sorry.
how do you like the community of Christensen?
I really love Christensen. I was actually a freshman in Christensen my first year. So it is an all first year dorm, which is very busy, but very exciting. There's always something going on. The RAs are constantly keeping things up. Right here, we have a board that has all of our socials for the week. And then we have a board right here with all the RAs. So Christensen is a very busy community, but it's very fun. I can walk in here quickly to show you one of our larger lounges, and then we can go up to the room.
Yeah, if you want to stop on your way up too and just look at that like social board and talk about some of the stuff going on inside your dorm as well.
Yeah. And right here we have a fireplace. So we've had like s'mores socials going on and stuff like that, which is always really fun. And then we have our kitchen in here, which is very small, but it does the trick. Right now it's closed because of COVID, unfortunately. But in typical years, there's an oven in there, you can bake cupcakes, cookies, whatever you want. And then right here, we also have 2 gender inclusive bathrooms, and we also have some more downstairs as well. But right here is our social board. So this week I'm having a movie night. And so depending on the weather, I'm hoping that we can do it outside. I'm planning on doing an Earth Day. So maybe we'll end up watching like the Lorax or something, but
That's
just
cute.
kind of whatever movie they're interested in. But it looks like there's a water balloon battle tomorrow. Charlie, the police dog, is coming to visit, which is really exciting. Whenever she comes, it's like a huge crowd pleaser. I think she joined like the UNH police. I think it was last year. And I saw her last year when she was just a little puppy, and she's grown so much, but she has like a UNH Instagram page. And so she always like posts things. So she's coming this week. So I'm so excited. And then we can head up to my residence room. So you can kind of see what a traditional double looks like. So we're gonna pass through the first floor to get up to the room.
So Haley, there's an RA on every floor and a hall director, correct?
Yes, there's an RA on every floor. So in Christensen, we have 16 RAs. And then we have a hall director and an assistant hall director. So the assistant hall director is a senior typically, and they've usually been an RA like the past 2 years. So they have experience and they kind of help manage the RAs. So we usually have those in larger buildings like Christensen. So here is my room. You can see all my door decks and stuff like that. I have a little candy bin and stuff. And so you can kind of tell which rooms the RAs, because they always have a whole bunch of like door tags and everything. And I have like a who's on duty, so all my residents know, a whole bunch of phone numbers in case they need anything, all that fun stuff. But I can take you over to my residence room. So this is my residence room here. I can turn on the light. So this is what a traditional double looks like in Christensen. So it has two kind of corners. They call it an L shape. And so it's really nice because you kind of get your own space. Sometimes living in a first year hall can be really weird because a lot of people don't live with other people unless you have siblings and stuff. So this L shape kind of gives you your own area and like kind of the freedom to decorate it how you want. You can see they both like pink a lot, but they kind of have their own separate styles and everything. Right here is actually a social I did last week. So we made little plant succulents with the macrame rope and stuff. So it's a lot of fun, but I had a room just like this my freshman year. And usually you can, or depending on the room, just kind of like Sabrina mentioned earlier, some of the beds are loftable. In this room, they're not loftable, but it depends.
So you have a fridge and a microwave, which is the same as Sabrina was talking about. Very important as a first year student. Fridge, microwave, usually as well. And then behind Haley, we can see like the closets. So you each have, thank you, Haley. So you each have those like open closets. So they're two separate ones. And then you also have all of those like dresser drawers. So tons of storage space. You don't have to worry about like trying to cram everything under your bed or something like that. You're still gonna have all that space. Haley, did you find any trouble like fitting all of your clothes and belongings and stuff in your room your first year?
No, I did not have any trouble. I also I brought a lot of clothes and then I ended up like not even wearing half of them.
Yeah.
So like when I went home the first time, I brought like all these clothes home because I was like, okay, I don't need all this. And especially like I ended up buying or even like getting free UNH t-shirts, which like took up so much of my drawer. And like pretty much my whole wardrobe is basically UNH t-shirts at this point. So it like wasn't worth bringing a lot of t-shirts because you got so many when you came here.
Yeah. So we're not gonna go like inside the bathroom, but do you want to just maybe like walk us and show us how close like the walk is from their room
Yeah.
to the room?
And then I can also show you every floor has a lounge. So as we're passing the bathroom, I can kind of show you our lounge as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
So right here is the bathroom. So very quick walk. It's literally right in the center. So literally all the rooms, we're kind of passing it. It's like a circle shape basically. And so all my residence rooms are right in the center. We have a little bike room, an electrical room in here. So if you want indoor storage. Sorry. And then this is our lounge, which I'm just going to show really quickly, but we decorated it because my residents wanted to spend more time in there and they wanted to enjoy the space while they were in there.
How many residents do you have, Haley?
I have technically the floor fits 24, but because of COVID, a few people went home just because of COVID. So right now I have 21 residents.
21. Awesome. So I know you as a first year student, you had an RA as well. So, and as an RA, do you want to talk about maybe just like some of the resources you can provide, like why like your residents can come to you, what kind of stuff you can help them with?
So I help my residents with like pretty much everything, like on a very wide scale. It can be from helping classes, figuring out your rack time, figuring out the dining hall, roommate problems, boy problems, girl problems, literally anything. It kind of has a very wide range. And like I, especially speak from tour guiding, I know of a lot of resources on campus. And so that has really helped me be able to best provide support to my residents. So whether I think they could benefit from going to our counseling center, which is in Smith Hall, or they need help with studying. So going to CFAR, which is our just like help all that stuff. And like any kind of those resources I've know in the back of my head, so I'm able to kind of help them with whatever they need.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm thinking so I know we're gonna go see Philbrook, which is a dining hall. So maybe if you guys want to like just show some more stuff on your way out, and then we can look at that like courtyard space in front of Williamson Christensen and head over to Philbrook.
Yeah, I can also point out where Hubbard is because I know you mentioned that before as we're on our way to Philbrook.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you. And we also have somebody asking about the Cirques, which for our like students on the call, we call the Cirques the Holland, Handler, and Peterson. So if you just want to like point those out too, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So we are heading over to Philly, which is our nickname for Philbrook Cafe, which is one of our dining halls. So there are like literally 5 different staircases, which can be very confusing when you first move in because they go like opposite of each other. And like I remember when I first moved in, I didn't know how to get to my room because Christensen is split up into different towers. And so we were just in A tower, but I lived in B tower my freshman year. And I went to like ask someone how to get there, and they're like, oh, the blue stairs. And I was like, I don't know what that means. But so it can be very confusing, but you definitely get the hang of it. And also RAs are here to help. So, but like right now we're technically in B tower, and then I'll kind of point out C tower as we walk by.
So someone did just ask, how do you become an RA? So maybe you want to talk about like how you found out about the process and how you went through it.
Yeah. So I asked my RA about it when it like started being talked about. They started like hanging flyers about being an RA. And so I talked to my RA about it and just her experience. And then I got in touch with my hall director, which is a really great resource if you're thinking about being an RA, because they'll really support you and help you like talk about what you want to do and all that stuff. I'll continue, but right here is Hubbard. I just wanted to point that out. So this is the honors building. So very quick, I don't know if you can see it, but that first floor right there is like a whole lounge area, and it's super nice. And they have like ping pong tables and all that stuff. But yes, RA stuff. I talked to my hall director about it. And then basically there was just an online application. And so I filled that out in between semesters. And then they contacted me, letting me know that my GPA was above the range that they pick. So I had passed that first step. I believe you need a 2.5 to be an RA. And then they let me know about scheduling a one-on-one interview. This year, everything was over Zoom, but I had mine in person. And then you have a group interview where they kind of evaluate like your teamwork skills and how well you work with others. So it's a whole bunch of like little fun challenges and stuff like that you do to just kind of see how you work on a team and like what kind of leader you are and those things.
So as Haley is walking over to our dining hall, I actually have the link to the menu for Philbrook this evening. So I put that in the chat. And through that link, you could actually see, first of all, the menus for all 3 dining halls, but also for all 3 meals. So you can see what a typical breakfast, lunch, and dinner is for someone like Haley, who lives right next door to Philbrook.
Yeah, it's a very quick walk.
Yeah, always a quick walk. That is a good point too. So our 3 like residential zones, I like to call them, are like 3 different areas on campus where there tends to be a lot of res halls. And in each of those, there's also one of our dining halls. So you're never going to be a long walk from food. No matter which one of these little residential pods you live in, you're always going to be close by a dining hall as well.
So we have just entered Philly. And so we're gonna be passing like a whole bunch of storage spaces. Right now they're closed because of COVID, but in a typical year, you're not allowed to bring anything into the dining halls. And so you would have to put like your backpack over here, and they had lockers back there. So if you want to lock anything, But this year, everything is takeout. So you can just go in with your backpack.
Jake or Haley, do you want to tell Jake that he might have to have his Wildcat pass out?
Yeah, just get your Wildcat pass ready. So I can just kind of show you that while we're talking
yeah, that's
about
awesome. Thank you.
So this is my Wildcat pass. So this year we have to use it to get into the dining halls, the library. Some of your classes might check it. Basically just anywhere where you're with other people. And it's just to make sure that you're COVID compliant. So you're doing your testing, we test twice a week. And just to make sure you're on track for everything. So we're gonna go into the dining hall, and we're also right here passing Philly Cafe. So right here, they have a whole bunch of like grab and go food. They have burgers. Their mozzarella sticks are like the best.
The best mozzarella sticks.
Hi, we're here for the tour. Thank you. So right here, you can kind of see how it's set up. There's different lines of everything. So right here, the quesadilla line is kind of popping. I'll probably end up going there tonight. But we have the grill, which has like burgers, hot dogs, grilled chicken, French fries usually. We have the pizza bar over here, which has like pizza, pasta, and then sometimes we have like specialty ice cream nights. So usually the pizza bar is where they've set out the ice cream. And then we have the main line over here, which is just whatever like home styled meal they're cooking for us that night. So it could be pork, it could be beef, kind of whatever they're feeling.
The mac and cheese is like my favorite thing that the dining hall makes.
Yes, the mac and cheese is literally so good. And like to go along with the quesadilla bar, they kind of switch that every once in a while. So tonight it's the quesadilla bar, but typically it's stir fry. So you go up, you pick out what veggies you want in it, if you want rice or lo mein, and then they stir it up for you and like grill it for you, and then it just set up for you and you're ready to go. Stir fry is a very big hit. And then they kind of change it up. So the other night we had like nacho bar or something like that. So it changes quite frequently to just keep things interesting. And then I can also show you like the salad bar and the deli lines.
So, Haley, while you're walking back towards the deli, I'll just answer a chat question. So someone was filling out their housing application and they saw that Congreve and McLaughlin were not available to select. To be honest, I don't know. I've heard different things. Haley, do you know why?
Congreve, I don't know, but McLaughlin, I heard that they might be renovating it. So they're using this time to just kind of, it's one of our older residential halls. So they're just kind of using that time to fix it up a little bit, fix some things that need renovating. Congreve, I have no idea though, because Congreve's like nice. So I have no idea.
Yeah, Congreve, I know next year is only open to upperclassmen, so freshmen or can't live there. But I don't know why that change was made, and I don't know if it's permanent. So I'm not going to speculate. But I also have heard that McLaughlin's being renovated, so that is a possibility. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But also there's a lot of residence halls with the same kind of location, same kind of community. So if you were really set on Congreve and McLaughlin, I would definitely look in that same area, maybe at like Scott, Lord. Yeah. So all the things back there, like that can be an easy switch as well.
So right here is the salad bar. So it's just kind of set up. You go and you pick out what kind of lettuce you want. You can pick out any veggies, any cheeses. They have a whole list of different dressings you could pick. And then it's that same kind of style for the deli. So they kind of set it up just like Subway. You tell them if you want a wrap or a roll, and you pick out what meats you want, what cheeses, all the veggies, dressings, all that fun stuff. And then they usually have like chicken tenders and like meatballs. So you could like make a meatball sub, or I know the chicken tenders with like buffalo sauce is like very popular. A lot of people get that, but that's what we have here. And then in the back, it's a whole section for like condiments. Typically like right here is where all the condiments are. But right now, because it's all grab and go, it's just a whole bunch of already wrapped condiments. So you just tell them what you want and they get it for you and you're on your way. I can show you some of the dining areas too. So we are takeout, but you are able to sit in the dining hall. We have these like plexiglass things. I don't know if you can see them. They're like right here. So it makes it hard to talk, but they're very nice because for like COVID reasons, like if you're meeting with someone that you don't want to be in close contact with, then you're able to still eat with them without like worrying about getting COVID or spreading COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Here, and we can exit.
And also near the exit, we have drinks and the all-important dessert bar.
Dessert, yeah.
And there's so many desserts that they have, and they have it every day, like brownies, chocolate chip cookies, like that kind of stuff is always constant. But there's like all different kinds of pie and cakes, and the monkey bread I think has to be my favorite. But
Monkey bread is literally the best. They used to have monkey bread. What was it, Thursdays? I would go straight after class every Thursday, monkey bread Thursday.
But there's a huge variety. It's absolutely me the amount of different desserts that they make. But every time I felt like I walked by every day, it was something that I almost had never seen before.
So we just exited the kind of outside eating area. But because of COVID, they've really encouraged us to eat outdoors if it's nice out. So there's picnic tables throughout. They've added a whole bunch of Adirondack chairs. I don't know if you can see, but someone's hammocking. There's always people hammocking out here with all the trees and stuff. And then right behind Jake over in this area, you can kind of see, this is where the circs are. They're a little like down. I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but this area is where the circs are. And then that's Williamson, which is Christensen's twin. So they're just flip-flopped. But yeah, this is all the outdoor area where people hang out. Sabrina mentioned the bonfires. This was one of the areas where we had bonfires.
Yeah, so do you maybe just like want to walk around to the front of Philly and we can see like how close you are to academic buildings?
Yes.
And while you walk over there, I know Sabrina earlier around the Memorial Union building was talking about some involvement things on campus. So do you want to just talk about like some stuff that you were involved in on campus?
So some things I'm involved in, obviously I'm an RA and tour guide, but I'm also in a club called Magic Wheelchair. So we make Halloween costumes for kids in wheelchairs. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that this year just because COVID was so bad in the fall, but fingers crossed for next year. And then I was also in the pep band last year. I decided to take a break from it this year just because of COVID and RA stuff, but I'm hoping once COVID kind of clears up to get back into it because I do love music. I play the flute. So that was something I was really involved in. We kind of work hand in hand with the Cat Pack captains. So we have like a lot of songs that they have cheers to go along with. So it's really fun. It's like a lot of like back and forth. And then is there anything else I do? I'm in and out of ASL club, so sign language club, but I usually go when I have time and want to go, but it's not a huge commitment.
So do you want to talk maybe a little bit about like your major, what buildings you tend to be in a lot of the time, and like why you picked your major as well?
Yeah. So I am human development and family studies. So I am usually in Petty Hall. So it's kind of by the WIT almost. It's on like this side of campus. And I chose my major because I want to be a child life specialist. So basically, I want to work with kids in the hospital and kind of like basically, I'll be like their advocate. And I try to make sure that there's no trauma or anything. And basically, that they just feel comfortable and safe in the hospital. And I work with like their parents and stuff. And so my major is super broad. So I'm able to actually get a minor in child life and focus in on that. But like my major really focuses on child development and family support. And so I'm able to take a whole bunch of classes that I'm really interested in and that focus in the area that I really want to pursue. Like I took a relationship class, so now I feel like I'm an expert for any relationship. I was like giving my parents like all this parenting advice and they hated it, but I thought it was fun. But so I think it's really fun and it's a whole bunch of things I don't think I would have learned if I didn't take my major.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and I'm not sure the Child Study and Development Center that's on campus at
Yeah,
UNH.
I forgot to mention, yeah, I'm an intern there. So basically it's a child care center. A lot of professors have their kids go there. And so basically through my major, I'm able to like create lesson plans for the Child Study and Development Center. So I like work with the toddlers. And so each week I go in and I'm able to create lesson plans with them, play with them, like work really close with them. A lot of people in my major are also elementary ed, like that's what they're pursuing. So this is a great opportunity for those people, especially to get really involved and understand how to make lesson plans and how to pursue with them. Lesson plans are also useful for what I want to do, but not on the like specific teaching level, but for elementary education people, it's really an awesome experience for them.
Yeah, so we do have 5 minutes left, so I'm going to encourage everybody to give their last minute questions to us in the chat. But Haley, maybe you just want to point out some buildings, tell us where we are right now.
Yeah. So right across from us is Kingsbury Hall. So this is like our engineering building. They have a computer science library in there. This is actually where my Magic Wheelchair Club was held because we worked with the engineering students to kind of create their Halloween costume. You can kind of see the bus stop right there. So we have buses running through campus. So the Gables Connector is one of our buses and it runs all around. So if I'm running late for class, I can just do a quick walk to the bus stop and get ready to go to any of my classes on campus. We also have Parsons right here, and this is like our chemistry building. So we have a chemistry library in there. So for all those science people or pre-med people, you'll probably have a lot of classes in there. Right here is kind of a better look at the circs. Right here we have Handler Hall. And then next to is Peterson and Holland, but those are the circs that Nicole mentioned earlier. They have a whole new grass area this year, which is really nice. So like I mentioned before, you'll see a lot of hammocking there and all that fun stuff.
So we asked Sabrina earlier, but Haley, what is your favorite part about UNH?
My favorite part about UNH, oh, I don't know. There's so many things. But I would probably just say like the friends I've made here. I know like everyone says that, but like I've just really found my people here and like this is the most I've ever felt like comfortable with myself and just supported. And I just like so many people just like radiate love and support at UNH. So it just like makes me happy to like represent the school and like all that stuff.
That's awesome. So unless we get any questions, I'll cut myself off. But until then, I just want to thank everybody that signed in with us today. I know that we have a ton of admitted students on the line. So I hope that this either showed you all the awesome things about UNH you're going to experience in the fall, or maybe helped you make a decision about your college choice for next year. Oh, great question. So Haley, why did you choose to attend UNH?
I chose to attend UN. I'm also like Sabrina. I'm like basically from Manchester. I'm from the town outside of Manchester. And I did not want to go here. It's 45 minutes from home. Like I was like, that's too close. But I came to an admitted students day and I went on a panel, or I listened to a panel about like my major and stuff and just like saw all the opportunities that UNH like offers, like internships, like I'm a part of right now, research programs and all of that. And that was like the most like it was the most supported I felt about like my academics of any school I toured. And I just felt like I'm a planner, so I like to know what's coming for me. So UNH, I felt one supported, but also like I was going to do well and thrive here. So that's why I chose UNH.
That's an awesome answer. I'm glad that we got to add that in as well. But
Yeah.
so I hope that Haley's answer gave you guys some insight. I would definitely mirror a lot of what she said. I think the biggest thing that everyone kind of seems to talk about after they've been here is the community and really just like the sense of school pride that there is and support. And I think that Haley really said that in a perfect way. So I won't try to add to it too much. But I'll just say thank you again to everybody who's watching today. Good luck with your college decisions. And our one last message for you is going to be to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can actually look at the other videos that we've posted. We've done other dorm tours. We've been inside of a bunch of different academic buildings. I would say almost all of them. We went in a ton of them. We also got to see more of downtown Durham. We got to see the library. So definitely check those out. And then I'm also going to put the link to our Instagram page, and there's even more tours on that page. So that way you can kind of see a tour guide show you around the entirety of campus. So yeah, check out all your resources, make your informed decision, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you choose UNH.